Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is a tier list of Xenoblade 1 characters. I've never done a video like this on my channel. This will be the first of its kind, and I pretty much just want to let you know there will be spoilers for the game, so if you haven't played the game or watched it be played, don't watch this video. Unless you're okay with spoilers, then do what you want, honestly. But we're just going to be ranking the characters from Xenoblade 1. As you can see, oh, you can't see right now. Hold on, let me switch over. As you can see, this is a pre-made tier list, so I didn't create it, someone else did, and they put all these characters nicely in one tier location so that I can just make a tier list based on what they did. I don't know who the creator is, so I can't credit them. I found this on a website, a tier website, where there's just a bunch of tier lists that you can just look at and sort how you want, basically. So kudos to whoever made this tier list. If they see this video or if you know who did, please let me know. I would appreciate being able to credit them. But yeah, let's jump straight into this. So basically, we have, I didn't create these tiers, as you can see. I mean, you wouldn't know, but we have S tier, which is goated, almost goated, S tier. Oh, there's S plus tier, my bad. S plus tier, S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier. And we have all these characters. We're going to start from the left. We're just going to go down the line, and I'm just going to say why I think characters should be in each tier. And just for reference, for playable characters, I'm not going to be ranking them based on their, like, how good they are as being playable, like their potential for, like, actual fighting in the game, because I only really played as Shulk, Ryan, and Charla. So it wouldn't be fair for me to rank the other characters that way because I never played as them, except for like little snippets where the game, you know, puts other characters in for you and stuff like that. So yeah, we're just gonna get straight into this. I'll stop talking and talk about this instead. We'll start with Alvis. So Alvis, aka the Monado. Where would I put him? This is actually tough. I like Alvis. For most of the game I was like, I don't really know what to think of him. I wasn't sure if he was good or bad. And then at the end I thought he was bad, but then he goes and helps Shulk. I think we're gonna put him in A tier because he's a good guy. He has good intentions, and even though he was on the side of the enemy, I think he was basically faking the whole time. So we'll put him in A tier. He's a good character. Dixon, on the other hand, I don't like him at all. He is awful. Like, actually awful. There is no redeemable qualities about this guy. He's genuinely the worst, in my opinion. So we're gonna put him in D tier. I mean, seriously, at the end I don't know if you could say he tried to redeem himself by admitting that maybe he should have, didn't he? I can't remember. I feel like he tried to redeem himself after we killed him, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, then Dunban. I like Dunban. I think he's a good guy. He has a good story arc, and you really feel for him when Fiora dies at the beginning. Dies, quote unquote, because he doesn't actually die. I mean, she doesn't actually die. Oh god. I like Dunban. I think he's great. I never really played as him though, but as a character he seems really solid and likable, and there's just no negative qualities about him. Let's put him in S tier. Okay, Egil. Ooh, that's a good one. I like Egil mainly because he really redeemed himself at the end. When he turned around and fought Zanza, I really enjoyed that part of the game. I thought that was such a shock, such a plot twist, because I didn't see him as that type of character, like a good guy. I just thought he was a normal villain, like a super villain. I honestly thought he was the main villain of the game when we got to that part. But then when Zanza came out, I was like, oh, this is a whole nother level. So we're going to put Egil. This is tough. Let's put him in A tier, because we did have to fight him, and he kind of sucked when we had to fight him, because he was just kind of going crazy. But in the end, he turned out good. Fiora, I really like Fiora. Who doesn't like Fiora? She's awesome. She's so cool. Even though I, like, never played as her, I just really like her character. I think she's just really sweet and kind, and I'm so glad that she and Shulk basically got together, even though it was implied more than proven. They were so cute together. I'm gonna put her in S plus tier. I just love her. Ooh, we're getting into the DLC now. Gilgar. I don't like Gilgar. He's kind of unimportant, I feel like. I feel like there's no point to him, really. I don't like strongly hate him, although I do think he is a terrible person. Like he wanted all the pure-blooded, not pure-blooded, but like the high Entia who weren't mixed race. He wanted them to like die essentially. He was glad they were turned to Telethias, which I think is pretty messed up. So we're gonna put him with Dixon, even though Dixon is definitely worse. Oh, I do realize sometimes people put to the left the ones that are better than the ones on the right, right? Let's put Gilgar left of Dixon. We'll leave Alvis left of Egil. Gatto. Oh, ooh. This is a fun one. I honestly had no strong opinion of him at the beginning, but then when we started seeing flashbacks with him, at first I was like, oh, he seems like a good guy. And then I didn't really like him. I thought he seemed too aggressive and kind of messed up, kind of mean. Even though Charla really cared about him, I didn't really care about him. I respect that he saved them near the end. He protected them all from dying. And I do think that was really commendable. He doesn't seem like a bad guy to me. He just doesn't seem that great either. We're going to put him in B tier. Oh, Juju. Okay. I love Juju. I think he's a great character. Kind of unimportant. Doesn't really matter that much to the plot. I don't really think he's that crucial of a character to the series. He's kind of just there, just existing, gets kidnapped, we have to save him, blah, 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 blah. Where should we put him? Let's put him also in B tier, left of Gatto. Okay, Callian. I really like Callian. I was so sad when he died. That made me really mad. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it, but at the same time, I wasn't entirely surprised because the game was getting kind of crazy at that point. That was near the end. I'm going to put him in A tier. I'll put him... where does he go in relation to Egil and Alvis? Maybe... no. Let me rethink this list. Alvis, Egil, Callian. I do like Alvis a lot, and I'm going to leave it in this order. Yeah, that might be controversial, but I'm going to leave it like that. Kino! I love Kino. He was so cute. He has the exact same abilities as Charla does, basically. But we're not doing it based on abilities. We're doing it on character. And since he was only in the DLC, not the main game, he wasn't really that important of a character. I mean, he was a crucial character to the DLC. He was one of the main characters. And that final boss, I hated that so much. Where should Kino go? I think he's sweet and nice and cute, and he seemed very nervous to be around people. He was adopted by Ricky. I'm going to put him in B tier. Oh, Lorithia. Oh, I don't like Lorithia at all. She's down there with Dixon. That's a big nope for me. I'm not a fan of her. I think she kind of sucks, honestly. I don't know if she might be worse than Dixon. I remember she transformed Callian and then she kissed him. That's so creepy and non-consensual. I didn't like that at all. I thought that was so messed up. I'm going to put her at the bottom, even below Dixon, which is saying a lot because Dixon really sucks, but I didn't like Lorithia at all. Okay, Maxis. Honestly, he doesn't really matter that much, I feel like. He was only in the DLC, right? I barely remember much about him. Honestly, I don't even know what to say about him. He kind of just led the soldiers who were protecting the village people and left them to go fight again, a pointless battle that they were losing anyways. He kind of is boring. I'm just gonna put him in C tier. No offense, Maxis, I'm sorry. Okay, Maineth. Ooh. Okay, it looks like all the main characters, some of the main characters are pretty far back still, so we got Melia coming up. Okay, Maineth. Where would we put Maineth? I like Maineth. I liked when she was possessing Fiora, as weird as that sounds. I think she's a really cool character. I feel like she's didn't get much screen time except for through Fiora, which makes sense. I mean, she was literally possessing her. She didn't have a physical body at that time. Where should we put Maineth? I liked when she fought against Zanza. I thought that was the crucial moment for her when I really respected what she was standing for. Where should she go? Let's put her in A tier, before Callian and Egil. Okay, Melia. Melia. I like Melia a lot. She does give off stuck up vibes. I feel a lot, very pretentious, very self-absorbed, but she does really care about her people, and she is a nice person. You could really feel how she cared for Fiora when Fiora thought she was gonna die near the end of the game. I really like Melia. I respect her. Where would I put her? Let's put her in S tier with Dunban. Let's put her before Dunban. I even like her more than Dunban. I just think she's a great character. Also, we got to see more of her in the DLC, so maybe that's why I'm biased. I saw so much of her, and I really respect what she stands for and who she is. Let's go to Mikol. Okay, Mikol. Honestly, very minor character again. I kind of want to put him with Maxis. Yeah, honestly, Mikol was just kind of like, get rid of my son, deal with the problem. I mean, he seemed like a good guy, but other than like forwarding the plot, I feel like he was kind of pointless. Oops, unless I'm forgetting something about the story that. Yeah, I think he was pointless. No, not pointless, but like very minor to the storyline, like kind of unimportant, relatively unimportant. Ooh, Metal Face. Okay, that's a fun one. He actually had a fairly big role at the beginning of the game. I feel like he kept popping back up, and I actually enjoyed facing him as an enemy. Those were fun boss battles. As a character, he seems like he had a lot of depth to him, and I like that about him. I don't necessarily like him. He seemed like a messed up guy, especially since he was turned into Metal Face. That kind of seems like things went downhill for during that time. So this might be weird, but I'm gonna put him in C tier instead of D tier, just because even though he's a villain, I do think, I don't know. I think he's interesting. I kind of like him. I don't like him as a character. Like, he's not like someone I'd be like, wow, I love this character, but he was interesting, you know? Okay, Nene. Nene. I really liked Nene in the DLC. I thought she was my favorite out of her and Kino. I really liked, like, even the heart-to-hearts that they had were so cute. Like, she and Melia had an adorable heart-to-heart that I was like, oh my god, Nene, you're so precious. And she always was watching over Kino, watching over like all her siblings, it seemed like. I really like Nene, and I think I'm gonna put her in A tier. Let's put her at the front of A tier, even before Alvis. No offense, Alvis, but Nene kind of rules. Okay, Atharon. Ooh, that's fun. I like Atharon. Again, someone who didn't have a major role in the game, but who is still a really likable character. I mean, honestly, I do kind of wish we had more of him. We mainly saw him in snippets, but he was a good guy. And when we were fighting against Zord, I remember he played a huge role in protecting, like keeping us. Was it Ryan? He saved someone's life. I think it was Ryan's. I could be misremembering, but I really like Atharon. We're gonna put him at the front of B tier. He was, yeah, good but needs more. Sounds about accurate. Ryan. I love Ryan. He's just so adorably nice. Like, he's so good intentioned, and he doesn't really have a bad bone in his body, I feel like. I feel like he's just really likable. I might be biased because I played a lot as him. Well, I didn't play as him, but he was in my party with Shulk and Sharla, and I really liked Ryan. I thought he was just a great addition. He really cared for Shulk. You could tell that he really cared for Shulk. And for that reason, I'm going to put him S tier below Fiora. Sorry, Ryan. I like Fiora slightly more than you. No offense. Ricky. I like Ricky a lot, but he was probably my least favorite party member. I just feel like he was very not that deep a lot of the times. There was a scene after the party crashed onto a beach where you really got some depth out of him. But other than that, you didn't really get to learn a lot about his personality in the story. You did get to learn about, like, Kino and Nene's, who were his, like, children/adopted children, because Kino was adopted but Nene wasn't, in the DLC. And I liked learning about that side of, like, we just didn't see much of his backstory, I feel like, in the main game. For that, I'm going to put him A tier, honestly, behind Nene. Ooh, that feels evil. I feel like I should put him before Nene. Sorry, Ricky. Sharla. Okay, at first, I wasn't sure about Sharla. She seemed a little bit aggressive, but I did grow to really like her, and I loved playing as her. We're not basing it on that, but I did love playing as her because she was kind of an OP, in my opinion. I think she was just a perfect character for the party. But in terms of how I liked her, I think, honestly, I liked her even more than Ryan. I like Ryan a lot, and he's an S tier, S plus tier. Sharla versus Fiora, I might even put Sharla before Fiora, because Sharla is just great like that. She's just, I don't know. I mean, you really feel for her with Gado, and when she and Ryan are basically a couple, right? Like, I mean, it's not, like, explicitly stated, but they're so precious together. Like, I really like them. And I think I gotta put her at the top of my S plus tier because she's just that good. I don't even know, I can't even think of concrete examples to explain why I like her, but I just do. Okay, we're at Shulk. I think everyone knows where Shulk goes. He goes to the front of S plus tier. He is perfect. I even have a tattoo of him right here. Okay, well, what do I even say about Shulk? I think my favorite thing about him is he's just so like down to earth and real. He feels like a really fleshed out character. You can't. There's not like a single bad moment where you think, man, Shulk, he's not a good guy. You just never think that. Like Shulk is just so likable, and he really carries the party. Also, playing as him is so fun. Like I love playing as his character. But yeah, from the beginning to end, he just is a perfect protagonist. I think he's definitely my favorite character in the whole game, so he's not going to be moving from that position anymore, that's for sure. Okay, Saurian. Ooh, this is a good one. Where would Saurian go? Saurian, he also kind of has a minor role, I feel like. He starts out, like, at first I wasn't sure if I liked him either, because he seemed kind of mean and harsh, but by the time we lost his character when he died, like, I really liked him by then. I was really rooting for him. I think I'm going to put him in B tier because I like him, but at the same time, he wasn't my favorite ever. I'm going to put him behind Atharon, but ahead of Juju. Okay, Tyrea. That's a tricky one, actually, because in the main game, we fought against her. She was awful. Well, she might have just been doing what she was told to do, honestly, but she was just not a good character at all. And then when you meet her in the DLC, it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. She's actually, like, a good character. Like, I actually kind of respected her by the end. Like, I really did. I feel like I have a lot in A tier, but A tier feels right for her. I'm going to put her behind Alvis ahead of Mayneth. Okay, Vinea. Oh, I liked Vinea, but I also felt like she didn't really matter that much. She was kind of just there. She did guide us to that city, right? Oh my god, I can't even remember what it's called. But I did like her character. I did think she was a good character, but I wouldn't say she was my favorite. There was nothing stand out about her personality that I really went, wow, this is so cool. I'm gonna put her in B tier, in front of Gato, behind Juju. Okay, we only have 3 left. Wow. Zord. Ooh, that's a fun one. I've been putting all the villains at the bottom tiers except for Egil and actually Tyrea. But Zord, I liked Zord's character. I mean, we did have to fight against him in... Oh my god, I can't remember the area name. But I thought it was a fun fight, honestly. And as a character, he was interesting, but not, like, fully fleshed out. He was kind of one of the less important bad guys, I would say. So I don't think he really goes into a high tier. I'm going to put him C tier behind Mumkar. Yumea? Okay, that's the only character I didn't remember from this list. I had to actually look her up. It seems like she's the one who was behind Tyrea trying to murder the crew. So I don't even remember her. She wasn't memorable to me, so I'm just going to put her D tier. Honestly, she could just go in the back because I didn't even remember her when I looked at this list. Like, that's how unimportant she is. And I didn't like her because she was a bad person, so I'm just gonna drop her at the end. Oh, but we know who goes in the last place behind Yumea? I don't even know. Oh, Zanza. That man sucked. Honestly, what a horrible, power-hungry jerk. I mean, he literally possessed... I am using the word possessed, but like he was in Shulk's body with him, and he basically only really cared about himself. I mean, there's no surprise there, seeing as he was a villain, but he wasn't, he has no redeeming qualities, if you ask me. There's really no point to him. No, there was a point, he was the main villain, but like, there's nothing I could say about him that's positive, you know? Like, he really just sucked, and honestly, I've got no positive things to say about him, really. Like, I'm glad that we defeated him. That battle was challenging, but it was fun. And it's interesting because he really only truly shows up near the end of the game, even though he's like the main supervillain who you fight at the end, which is interesting because he's I don't know, just seeing the main villain only show up at the end is just an odd choice for a game, I feel like. But it worked out for Xenoblade, and honestly, that's really all for the character list. Sorry, there's like ads at the bottom and all this stuff. I'm using it from a website, so I don't know how people really do this without having like stuff on their screen. I had to like crop out certain ads, but you can still see the one at the bottom. Sorry. This isn't like a professional tier list or anything. I'm making this literally just in my room, so it's not like fancy or anything. But that's really it. I think let's look over the list once more. So in S plus tier we have Shulk, Sharla, Fiora, and Rein. I think that makes sense. That's S plus tier. S tier we have Melee and Dunban. Also makes sense. A tier is the biggest tier. B tier is also very big. C tier we got some enemies. All enemies actually. No, we have Miko and Maxis. And then D tier is literally just enemies that I didn't like, that were awful people. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. That's my opinion on the characters from Xenoblade 1. That game was so fun. I loved playing that game. I'm currently playing Xenoblade 2, which is also very fun. Much easier than Xenoblade 1, if you ask me. Personally, I think Xenoblade 2 is a walk in the park in comparison. But I'm not that far into the game, so who knows. But yeah, that's really all for this episode. Let me know how you would differ, or what similarities we have in our opinions about characters. Sorry about the weird ad at the bottom of the video. And I hope you enjoyed this video. This is shorter than most of my videos because it's just a quick tier list. I've never made a tier list before, so this was pretty fun, actually. And yeah, if you like this video, I do have other series on my channel. I pretty much just play video games on this channel. But if there's interest, I would definitely do another tier list. I played Fire Emblem Engage. I was thinking about a tier list for that maybe. Or even when I finished Xenoblade 2, a tier list for those characters. But yeah, that's really all for today. If you like this episode, this video episode, whatever you want to call it, feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe if you like. All that stuff is really appreciated. And yeah, hopefully I see you in the next episode, whatever video comes next. Bye!